Here we go. So what I want you guys to do first thing this morning is go ahead and sit cross-legged on the floor. Pelvic floor is a group of muscles that supports you from underneath in your pelvis. Yeah, that's kind of why we call it that. So in order to fully engage the core, we need to find that band of muscles. Good morning, Shannon. So what I want you to do is seated, relaxed. I want you to feel like you've got a zipper that attaches from your pubic bone up to your rib cage. And from there, what I want to do is kind of engage that lower portion of your abdominals, that pelvic floor. So slightly lift that up off the floor. Now, it's easy to start that by elevating your shoulders. So throughout today's practice, I want you to keep focused on the fact that those shoulders are still down and back. You're not pulling up by raising your shoulders. You will feel that, but what we want to do is be able to lift that pelvic floor up off the mat. As you do that, you'll start feeling up into your abdominals. So one thing I like to have you do is start at the pelvic floor. Imagine that zipper. You're going to pull up on the pelvic floor, pull the navel in against the spine. Imagine that you've got a pair of pants, a skirt around your waist that's just a little bit too tight. I know everybody knows that feeling, and we got to watch that right now, particularly, don't we? So, living in yoga pants, could be easy to get away with of those few what we're calling the quarantine 15. So, find that. So, zip from the pubic bone into the belly button. Draw the sides of your waist in. And then really important here is to not let your rib cage flare. So, sitting here, we're going to zip from the pubic bone into the belly button. That skirt or pants are just a little bit too tight. Tuck your rib cage. And then a real quick check on those shoulders. Relax everything. Now we're going to do it with your breath. So I want you to take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Now as you inhale, let's start that zipper. Down on the pelvic floor, into the navel, skirts too tight, tuck your ribs, shoulders down and back. Exhale, let everything relax. One more time, let's take that nice deep inhale. You zip that zipper up. And as you blow that breath out, let everything relax. Let's challenge it slightly differently this time. So this time, you're going to try to hold that zip as you exhale. And you're going to find this one is a little bit more challenging. So from the pubic bone, zip it up on your inhale. Sides of your waist, ribcage tucked, shoulders down and back. Hold it there as you blow that breath out. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. And the farther you blow that breath out, you should start feeling your diaphragm right up underneath your rib cage. Help intensify that. One more time. Relax everything. Inhale, you're going to start that little zip. Hi, Kelly. How are you, love? Happy Saturday. Start that zip down at the bottom, all the way up into your rib cage. Make sure that rib cage is not popping out. Pull your shoulders down and back. And then exhale. Next, I'm going to invite you to lay all the way down on the floor. We're going to find that same feeling, very different, when you're in this position. So rest your arms long by your side, bend your knees, feet are about hip distance apart, flat on the floor. Find that zipper again, pubic bone to rib cage. As you start that zip, pull up on the pelvic floor, down on the navel, sides of the waist pull in, rib cage tucks, and shoulders stay relaxed. You finding it? Okay, I'm gonna lift my arms up. You guys go ahead and keep yours down by your side. Now I want you to use that to get your low back to press into the floor. A lot of times in class, we'll talk to you about imprinting or pressing your back into the floor. And what a lot of people will do is activate their glutes to make that happen. I want you to relax your booty. Your arms are down by your side. Mine are going to be up just so you can see. But as you start that zipper, low back presses into the floor. Rib cage is staying tucked. Shoulders are staying relaxed. And release. Let's use that breath again. So on your inhale, zip, press your back into the floor. Go ahead and reach down, give them a pat. Make sure they're not turning on. And release. Imprint. And release. One more time. Zip that zipper up. And as you exhale, release it. Is everybody feeling a little bit warmer in that section? Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Alana. Now we're going to hands and knees. Cat and cow. Done properly is not because you're shrugging your shoulders and driving your back up into it. It's done properly when you zip that core up, causing your spine to round. And release it. Zip it up. And release. Two more times. Zip it up. And release. All right, how's everybody feeling? Let's go ahead and drop down into plank. Again, face down, you've got gravity pulling your abdominals. And a lot of times when we start getting low back pain, it's because we forget that this needs to lift up and support the spine. Remember, the abdominal muscles create kind of like a girdle around your abdominal cavity. So if you relax these when you're face down or prone, what happens to the muscles back here? Kind of will pull on that. So let's come down into your plank position. Today's plank, what I want to do is I want you to start laying all the way down. Check and make sure that your shoulders are right over your elbows. So what we're going to do, if this can be done knees or toes, so you guys decide what's the best position for you. From here, what I want you to do is pull up on that navel, zip. Already start feeling that core, and I've still got my thighs and my hips on the floor. From there, what I want you to do is lift your hips up, lift your thighs up, and if you're ready, come up onto your toes. Now from there, this zipper now gets a little bit longer, and I want you to zip from your heels all the way up to your rib cage. So as you create that zipper, your spine is supported, your belly's on fire, and we're gonna hold it there as you take that nice deep inhale. Exhale, blow that breath out. Is anybody else shaking? Boy, you've done right. My plank can get every part of my body shaking. Let's go and put the knees down. Come all the way down. How are we doing? Let's try that one more time. So elbows are right underneath the shoulder. Knees or toes, you decide where you're going to take your plank. This time what I want you to do is push your elbows into the floor. Find that zipper on your inhale. Zip that belly up nice and tight. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Lift the hips, lift the thighs, lift the knees, and then exhale. Nice slow exhale. Right there at the bottom of your exhale, the lowest point of that exhale, you should feel the abdominals tighten up just a little bit more. We're going to hold this one for another inhale. And exhale. Come on down. One thing I forgot to mention, if you remember that exhale, it's almost like you're blowing out a birthday candle, blowing out through a little tiny straw. But kind of purse your lips And you should feel right here tighten up a whole lot more. All right, let's go ahead and start using those abdominals to control some exercise. So sitting up nice and tall, I want you to find that zipper, and you should feel like you grow about 2 inches taller. Yes? I've been working on that one for a long time. It still hasn't helped, but at any rate. Okay, so feet are going to be about half hip distance apart. Keep your ankles flexed. Everything's turning on. And what I want you to do is as you find that zipper, I want you to slowly roll down into the floor. So starting at the base of your tailbone, imagine your spine is a strand of pearls, and you're going to put one pearl at a time down on the floor. Check your knees. Are they dropping out to the side? Keep that inner thigh engagement. So we're going to drop down, slowly, slowly, slowly. What's happening to your shoulders? Do you feel them speaking up? See how much you can control that by pulling them down away from your ears. How low can you go before you feel like gravity wants to take over? Remember, you've got that belly pulled in nice and tight. Go as low as you can. And then just as slowly, see if you can peel yourself back up off the floor. Woo! Let's try that a couple more times. So everything's turned on. You've got your inner thighs engaged. If you think about squeezing those knees together, do you already feel a little bit right below your belly button? Yeah, everything's kind of attached right there. So tuck your shoulders down. Lift your ears as far away from your shoulders as you can. We're going to tuck. And we're going to slowly put one vertebrae at a time onto that floor. Go until you feel like gravity is going to win the battle, because it's going to at some point. Then tuck right below your rib cage and start pulling yourself back up. You know, I didn't know that you could sweat sitting on the floor, but I'm starting to get that. Let's go ahead and tuck. Roll it down, roll it down, roll it down, roll it down. Get to your low point. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more inhale. And then use your exhale to pull yourself back up. Awesome. How are we doing? All right, our next one, we're going to add a little bit of rotation to that. So what I'm going to have you do is, again, starting with those arms reaching right wide, imagine that you're holding a beach ball. So right now we're going to engage that chest a little bit too. You're going to tuck. You're going to start that roll. And about halfway down, I want you to take one arm, sweep it out to the side. Now my obliques have to work. Imagine that you're in a pool of water, and I want you to scoop that water up as you sit back up. We got to get that other side. Roll it down. Reach, 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 reach behind you. And scoop it up. You've got 4 more on each side. So let's tuck. Watch those shoulders. Engage in that core. We're going to roll down. About halfway down. Reach out. Pause for a second. Scoop up that water as you come back up. Let's get the other side. Roll it down. Woo! You guys know at any point you need to. You're going to just lay down, hug your knees into your chest, and get it out of your back. Now, well, that being said, if you are feeling it in your back, that means you don't have that core zipped as tight as you want to get it. So don't go quite so low. Reach it back and scoop it up. You've got 2 more on each side. So as you lower it down, do you feel like you got your low back reaching to the floor before your mid back? Reach back and scoop it up. Let's go again. Reach it back and scoop it up. Let's go 1 more each side. Reach it back, Scoop up that water. Last one, reach it back. And scoop it up. This time, what I want you to do, reach those hands out in front. We're gonna lower it all the way down to the floor. Woo! Laying on your back, imprint and release a few times. Make sure there's no tension in your low back. But again, how are we getting that back to press into the floor? It's not squeezing your glutes and pressing down, because you can get there. It's slowly engaging that core. Are they relaxed? Give them a pat. All right. One that we do a lot of times in class are bicycle obliques. Those of you that have been in my class frequently hear me say, don't pull your knees to your chest. So what we're going to do right now, so we're going to work that bicycle oblique. So first thing I want you to do is imprint your back. Can you keep that imprint as you bring your left knee up? Is it still pressed down? If not, reset. Find that. Get that low back pressed down. Bring your left knee up. Right knee comes up to meet it. Today we're going to put the hands at the side of the head. Another common thing is we get our hands back behind our head and we're pulling our head up as opposed to lifting from the abdominals. So we're going to put the fingertips right at the side of the head. We imprint, left knee, right knee. From here, what I want you to do is just peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Pull your navel down against your spine. And lower that back down. Now, if you're feeling a ton of pressure in your neck, please go ahead and put your fingertips right back here. Instead of pushing on your head, I want you to push your head back into your fingertips. If you can do it, fingertips right by your temples, you still have those inner thighs connected. Peel up and lower it down. One more time, we're going to peel up and lower it down. Using your breath on this one. As you inhale, relax everything. As you exhale, zip that core and lift it up. We're going to add that rotation. Inhale it down. As you exhale, go and extend that left leg out. Right knee is not going anywhere. What you're doing now is picking that left shoulder up and trying to come across to the knee. Can you keep this knee at 90 degrees? Can you make your left leg as straight as you can? Hold it there for a second. Try to tap that right elbow down to the floor. Come on back in. Let's get the other side. Inhale. As you exhale, press the low back into the floor. Peel your head, neck, and shoulders up. And now reach your right leg as long and low as you can, and then twist. So nice and slow. Come on back in. At any point you need to. Grab onto those knees, hug them nice and tight. We're going to stretch out that left leg as we peel up. Left shoulder reaches across to the right knee. Pause for a second. Come on back in as you inhale. As you exhale, peel up, reach across. Come on down on your inhale. Exhale. Left leg reaches. Right knee is not coming to your chest. Keep it out there. Come on back. One more time. Right leg reaches. Left knee stays where it is. Tap that left elbow down to the floor. Twist a little bit tighter. And now, let's pick up that pace, but really focus onto that low back. Staying pressed into the floor. The knees are going, the elbows are reaching. You've got 10. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and hug your knees in. Woo! How we doing? All right. We kind of worked the front side of our core. Let's go ahead and lay it down. We're going to get the back side of the core as well. So go ahead and flip it back over onto your tongue. Cobra. Again, a lot of times we come into Cobra by pressing into our elbows. I want to see if you can get yourself up off the floor by engaging that core. So reach your arms out straight. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to pull the elbows in underneath your shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. So from here, what I want you to do is relax your tush, push your pelvis into the floor. Now, again, it'd be really easy to squeeze your glutes and press the hips down. Can you do that by engaging those lower abdominal muscles, that zip of that pelvic, of the pubic bone into the belly button? So from there, I want you to keep peeling up away from the floor. You should be able to do that without your arms even being on the floor. Try not to press into your hands and your forearms. Peel it up and lower it down. One more time. Zip from the pubic bone into the belly button. Peel it up and lower it down. Now, I've been talking to you about keeping those glutes relaxed, but remember that your glutes are part of your core. So we're going to pull those elbows back underneath. Now what I want you to do is, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed, see if you can lift your legs up off the floor. It's kind of hard to see. Let me scooch on forward. So lifting the legs up off the floor, toes are pointed. How high can you get your knees without taking it in your low back? Lower it back down. Zip. Before you do anything, that core gets zipped. And then we lift the legs. One more time. Zip. And lift. Again, to be able to do that with your hands out to the side without laying down on the floor. Now, of course, this is getting in your low back. Please do put your head down. But we're going to try to lift and lower. All right. Now what I want you to do is, in that cobra position, we're going to lift the thighs up off the floor. Turn your toes out away from each other. So when I say laterally, externally rotate, get your little dancer feet. See if you can get those legs engaged and the feet turned out to the side. Lifting up on that belly button, pushing the pelvis down, pulling the shoulders down. We're going to do a little crossing scissors back here. Squeeze your bootay, cross the ankles over each other. And if you get that move down and you can still keep your thighs up off the floor, increase your pace. You're going to be here for 5. Good morning, Gloria. For 4, for 3, for 2, and last one. Booty on fire? Should be. Okay, now what we're going to do is kind of combine those last 2. So we're going to go into our cobra. I want you to engage your glutes. Get your knees and toes up off the floor. So everything on the back side is nice and tight. Belly is still pulling up away from the floor. From here, elbows right underneath your shoulders. I want you to press into your elbows as you lift up. Keeping that nice bow shape in your back. How high can you go? Right now your thighs are down on the floor. But your bootay is still active and engaged. We're going to slowly peel back down onto the floor, but still keeping that bow shape in your body. Lift your knees and toes up as high as you can. Keep that bow shape. Inhale as you press into the floor and come up as high as you can in your cobra. Check your shoulders, check them. They're not creeping up into your ears. And then slowly lower it all the way back down. One more time, pressing into your hands. Peel your spine up away from the floor, keeping that bow shape. Your knees and toes hit the floor. Still squeezing the back side of your body. Lower it back down, lower it back down, lower it back down. All right. If that's your edge, or that's you feel like that is challenging you enough, stay there. If you want to try something that challenges you even more, we're actually going to release the hands a little bit. It's called swan dive in Pilates. So from here, starting in your nice cobra position, squeeze your glutes, get your knees and toes up off the floor. You're going to press up into your cobra, holding that nice tight butai, belly zipped. As you lower down, you're going to release your hands. You're going to come back up. Release your hands. Come on back up. Little rocking chair. Release and catch. Release and catch. For 5. For 4. Keep turning that glutes on. 3. For 2. And last 1. Woo! Press yourself up into hands and knees. Bring your toes together back behind you. Take your knees a little farther apart. Let's find child's pose. In Pilates, we call this shell stretch. Let's stretch out that back for a second. Couple nice deep breaths here. Still feeling that belly engage as you blow it out. How are we doing? All right, we're going to finish off with a little Tabata for your belly. We're going to be doing stacked foot crunch. So for this one, extend your right leg out. Put your left heel up on top of your right toes. That same position with your fingertips to the side of your head or hands back behind your head. Remember, if you got your hands back behind your head, those elbows are trying to tap the floor. Zip it up. Imprint. From here, I want you to take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor. Stay up here the entire time it takes you to blow that breath out. When you need a new breath, you lower it back down. Exhale, pull that belly down against your spine. Lift. Come on, stay up there. And lower it down one more time. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you peel it up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Go ahead and lay it down. Imprint your back. Bring your knees into tabletop. Hands can be long by your side, up over your chest. Reaching long by your side seam. From here, tuck your chin, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Extend your legs. Turn your toes out away from each other. Point your toes, ballet toes. And we're crossing for 20 seconds. Let's go. Keep that low back pressed down. If you're feeling like your low back is peeling, bring those feet up a little bit higher. You're halfway. We've got 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Hug your knees in. Woo! That's 1. We got 3 more. So stacking the right heel on top of the left toes. Inhale. Blow that breath out at the top. Feel that belly zipping down against your spine. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, blowing out through the mouth and nose. And lower it down. One more time. Inhale, exhale, blow it out. And hug your knees into your chest. From here, again, arms long, arms up. Slowly lower those feet down. This time we're just going to do little flutter kicks. So no toes are pointed, quads engaged. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Peel that head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. You've got 5. You've got 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. You got 2 more of those in you? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right, let's go ahead and add a little bit to that this time. So left heel stacks on top of right toes. Hands support the head. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders up. Lift the feet up off the floor. Gently put those feet back down and lower it down. Let's go for 20 seconds. Peel the head, neck, and shoulders up. Low back presses into the floor. Slightly lift the feet. Again, if you're taking that in your low back or you're feeling your back come up off the floor, keep your feet down, please. And lower it down. One more time. Peel head, neck, and shoulders. Lift the feet. Press the back down. For 4, 3, 2, and bring it back down. Awesome. Okay, we're going to take our crossing scissors and we're going to walk them a little bit. So hands above your chest, hands behind the head, hands long by your side, knees into tabletop. Bring it up. Now what we're going to do is lower down to the point where you feel like your low back wants to peel away. Cross those scissors, walk them up towards the sky, and walk them back down. Walk them up, and walk them down. Walk them up, and walk them down. You got one more time. Walk them up, and walk them down, and hug your knees into your chest. Woo! One more, guys. All right, here it is. Stacking the right, probably left heel on top of the right toes this time. What I want you to do this time, protecting the neck, hands by your side. We're going to imprint the low back, lift the legs, peel the head, neck, and shoulders up. Keeping the feet up off the floor, lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Gently put your feet down. Inhale as you exhale. Heels come up off the floor about 2 inches. Head, neck, and shoulders peels up. Head, neck, and shoulders lower back down. Heels go down. We got one more of those. You got this? Inhale. As you start that nice slow exhale, heels come up off the floor. Head, neck, and shoulders peels up. Can you see your elbows? Make sure you can't. Push them back. Push them back. And slowly lower it back down. Whew. Final round. This is where I should say last set, and you are going to say it as loud as you can because I am here and you are there and I need to hear it. 1, 2, 3, last set. I thought I heard that. All right, arms long by your side. We've got our crossing scissors and we're going to walk them up and we're going to walk them down. 20 seconds, guys. This is your final 20 seconds of the morning. And walk them down. Walk them up. Keep that low back pressed into the floor and walk them down for 5. For 3, for 2, for 1. Bring your knees into your chest. Awesome work. Do you guys feel like your core is on fire today? Go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor. Let's just do some little windshield wipers with your knees. So feet flat on the floor. Knees stacked over your hips. Arms are reaching out into your letter T. Just drop your knees from one side. Pull them across the middle, drop them to the other side. Pull across and drop them down. One more time, come across and drop them down. Good. Hands on your hips. Give yourself a little arch of that back. Peel it down. Once again, make sure it's not your glutes that are firing. Roll it up. And peel it down. One more time. Arch your back. Engage the abdominals to pull it back down. Roll to one side, push yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me on Core Challenge. Have a wonderful Saturday. Be safe. Stay well.